Cal, aka Callie something something, I don't remember her exact username, is the first villain on the VivtorCraft server to actually succeed in her plans. However, something shocking does happen in the end that you'll see eventually. It's funny that a ton of players have actually ranked her as probably the worst villain in the server due to how slow she was and also being very boring. However, I would say otherwise because, she won. But we need to go back to the very beginning of her story because she wrote 10 books and she also helped peer-reviewed my script for this video because it was slightly incorrect. Why else did this video take so long? 7 years ago, so basically around 2017. This is the old VivtorCraft server, aka the time where I was the owner of the server, and that's the server that I made. It's my first server. Look how beautiful it is. Don't worry, that's another video. It was a private server and only like 3 or 5 of my friends were playing around that time. However, everything did change once owner joined the server and yeah, stuff's changed. Welcome to my base. As you can see, I was a very terrible builder back then. Wow, look at me now. However, here's the hotel, and it's probably the thing that caused the most issues on the server. Even in today's current server, there's still a hotel that's still causing issues. So the thing is, with the hotel, you can we had these things where you can rent the rooms and have players live there and charge us monthly rent, so it was probably making me and my friends rich on the server. And owner during that time did take ownership of the server because I demoted myself, as to a moderator or an admin, I don't remember exactly. And as owner became owner, he started to make the server less private. I mean, it was still private because how strict he was of adding new people, new players. But eventually, yeah, more and more players came. Now, actually, many players who joined the server didn't really care about our hotel nonsense and stuff, and a bunch of players did go out and did their own things on the server. That's how the current server is, where a bunch of people are far away from our drama, I guess. Actually, it's so funny because some of these players we have never found their bases, even on the old server. So, oh well, it's okay. So owner actually really liked the hotel, and saw it as the capital of the old server. Now I don't know what so now here's the issues of his skin being weird. So we're just gonna put imagine him as an armor stand, okay? Just don't mind me. No, we didn't run out of budget. So yeah, so there was a massive riot and brought a group of enemies to the server. Now, who was this enemy? Who else will it be? It's Flowers. Flowers and a bunch of her friends who jumped on to this. Now you might be saying, this is a Cal story. How we just became a Flower story? Well, I guess we're gonna have to give a backstory of the old server now. I thought I was not going to do this. Why is this in the script? I'm just reading the script, okay? So they build a secret underground base, and the next thing you know, they kidnap owner. Now you might be saying, what? Owner trapped? So during that time, owner didn't really have all the owner commands, powers, blah blah blah, because we were bad at server stuff during that time, and the permissions were set up incorrectly. So owner's trapped, good stuff. He couldn't break the blocks due to a plugin, blah blah blah. And yeah, plugins, there was factions, another one. So there was a simple jail cell and he was stuck there. So yeah, me and my friends went on a stealth mission to save owner, and we actually saved him. It was really cool. Maybe if I was good at predicting that we would have to use some footage from back then, I would have actually recorded some, but who knew? No one records on this server except me every once in a while. So once we freed owner, he was very furious and wanted to seek revenge on whoever did it. Yeah, Flowers was the main one who technically should have been the one to blame. Told all her friends to point at Cal. Now Cal was one of the members in the group, And little did she know that she was backstabbed by her best friend Flowers and basically all her other friends as well. So with the rage of Owner, he basically threw Cal into that area where he was trapped, locked it up with, I don't know what he locked it up with, probably some stuff, because you know, factions and stuff, so you can't break blocks, and basically completely trapped Cal there. And basically Cal couldn't escape and was stuck there pretty much forever and suffer. Flowers was there at the last minute before, you know, Owner locked it off, and looked at Cal, and she knows that Cal is innocent, you know. She should have took the blame, but you know, she could have went down there and quickly saved Cal, but instead just left Cal behind and left her to suffer. So basically Cal was stuck there for 5 years. Now, what did she do for those 5 years? Probably played on a different Minecraft server, or had it played in a different area on our server, because you know, our server had, I think our server during 5 years ago had another section. I think there was like a prison section. Like we had survival, we had prison, we have creative during that time. So she probably quit survival and probably went to creative or either prison, though I'm not entirely sure. So she probably chilled there for 5 years, right? And around that time, we did start the brand new VivtorCraft server, which is where we are today, you know? And the old server was slightly connected with like portals and stuff, but you know, no one really goes to the old server now. I think Cal does log back into the old server every once in a while, but she didn't really have access to the new server because, you know, she was stuck there and couldn't really get to the portal. However, Owner did change a bunch of stuff and code and plugins to where now we have more than like 10 different servers. Some of them are run by different owners technically. So we have like the Julia server run by Julia, Owner running Owner. I just recently found out about Olivia running hers with her friends, which was kind of strange. I think there's one more that we haven't learned about yet, which could be a future story. So yeah, they all have like different plugins, different stories, you know, all that cool stuff with portals and stuff being accessed to. The only server we technically have access to is the old server and Julia server. The other two are kind of locked away. You need a special key or whatever. So yeah. It's the one thing I didn't improve because I wanted this VivtorCraft server to be one gigantic server where everyone can play on, but it's okay. I don't mind. I'm not the owner anymore. So eventually, one of the random players did go back to the old server, probably to explore, to see the whole history, right? And actually went to the area where Cal was stuck, and somehow opened it, and basically just freed Cal. Owner probably predicted that this would happen in the future, so gave her slowness and probably some other potion effects, unless it's a plugin thing. Here in the script, Cal did say it was a plugin thing or a code, but I don't know. So yeah, eventually she was eventually like taken to the new server by the evil animatronic group. I'm telling you, why is it called that? The evil animatronic people group thing. Is that the actual name? I have still no idea. If you look by the place is right behind me, but you know, the evil animatronic group left Cal in a chamber, and this is where her story finally kicks off. So to make Cal be able to probably move and play the game again, she needed like someone as a bait and a sacrifice, and you won't believe who it is. Actually, you probably do know because I made a video on it already. It was me. If you didn't watch that video where my friend backstabbed me, it was the beginning of Cal's playing on the server. She basically used me as a sacrifice and somehow was free after that. I don't know, it's too confusing. Why am I the only one getting sacrificed on the server? This is my second or third time now. Don't ask me why. Maybe I'm just still too powerful with my admin commands. I don't know. It looks like in the video that we could have escaped But Cal actually told us that that area was soft locked. Basically, it was bedrock, like an extra layer of bedrock everywhere, or like not bedrock, but something undestroyable. I think it was probably bedrock because the evil animatronic group has access to bedrock for some reason. I don't know why. That's a problem with this server. Certain players have access to certain things, and there's powers, and I guess I don't know. I gotta go look at the plugins and codes we have. I need to make sure what's happening now. And this has all been happening in January 2024. I forgot to mention that. I'm bad at reading scripts apparently. But let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a few months. I don't know why this is like in the script. You talk about January 2024 and then you go back a few months. Okay, fine. So like a few months before this is Sophie, and this is when she was evil. I know why we're going to another evil villain that we already made a video on. Well, apparently she's involved as well. Now, Sophie actually knew about her demise, and that there was going to be this entire event where she fails the ultimate battle. And if you didn't watch the last video, you probably should watch it on Sophie and how that was a ultimate super evil villain who's now chill. But before that, she's still evil around this time. And she went to Cal and quote, "I know you are innocent. However, before seeking revenge, you have to help me. Victoria and Vivtorsing are going to beat me, and no matter what I do, they will win. Vivtorsing is the one to fear, the true villain." End quote. Before Cal could respond, Sophie vanished. So apparently I'm the evil villain on this server. I wouldn't blame them. I do have the world that it wants. Technically, I could be considered evil. So that ultimate decision has led to Cal picking the first person to basically sacrifice, which was me. So when I was sacrificed in that chamber thingy, whatever, I basically turned into Cal, right? So the plugin or the weird code we have does like some cool stuff where like we can both control this one player. So if I could control Cal, or I think Cal had the advantage. So if Cal decides to do something different, so if I walk forward and Cal wanted to walk backwards, her movement would overrule mine. So it will, in the game, it will walk backwards. It's something crazy. I don't know. I don't want to. No, I don't even know how it's working. I don't know who wrote the code. Probably owner. Probably someone else. Probably from a different server, let's be honest. Because I know this one server that's super crazy. So also another weird, code or plugin thing, or I guess probably her superpower, is that Cal was basically invisible to basically 99% of the players on the server. I think it was only my friend, and I think 1 or 2 others can see Cal. That's what Cal told me. I don't know how true it is. For me, it's from what me and my friends can tell, it was only me and only him, really. It was probably, yeah, it was just him. Maybe Bob, but I don't know. I don't know about Bob. So yeah, it was really confusing, but it's okay. Just a lore recap video. So eventually, I guess when me and my friends stopped playing on the server, because we don't play on the server too much. We like a few days a week, not too much. So Cal does get time to explore the server, and there's a spelling mistake in the script. Oh no. So yeah, eventually Cal does explore the server, and Cal does find the remains of Sophie, because when Sophie dies in the ultimate battle thingy, her thing, I don't know what it's called, was hidden somewhere, and Cal did find it. And Sophie can't really come back to the server until someone finds it and fixes it. And Cal does find it and does bring Sophie back to life. So Sophie is back on the server. And that's another video. Why are we going to different topics? Why is this all off topic? Why is this a thing? So now this is where it gets more bad, because a lot of stuff happens offline when we're offline. So apparently one night Cal was exploring the server and goes to Epic Quincy's base, and apparently Epic Quincy was ranting about some stuff and just constantly spamming the server, right? And Cal got pretty annoyed and just killed her. And this is where her kill list starts. And she has a giant list of players she wants to seek revenge on. And basically every day she goes around the city and just killing players one by one. So she also started to collect their heads or the thingies. I don't know what they're called. And just had like a weird scary place. But you know, I don't want to talk about it. Now many of these were like traps. So technically like she builds traps. We'll talk about one of a sad one later, but you know, they're traps. Eventually there was a event that question mark I mean question mark. I don't know why his username is so weird. Why? It's probably a nickname. He had an event, right? He was on his newly built tower, the spooky one that I made a time lapse of, sorry. And yet again, we don't know how he looks like, so we'll use an armor stand here. Now, me and my friends were there to attend his speech, and he wanted to like plan out what he wants to do in his little city. So the giant tower was being considered as a hotel, and now yet again we go back to old days. The hotel was the cause of these issues. The main cities has a hotel, which is a cause of issues, and now this question mark city has a hotel, which is another issue. Around the time, you know, question marks talking about whatever, blah blah blah, Cal like took control, saw this as a great opportunity, and I tried to stop Cal from, you know, doing something terrible. But you know, I told you before, if she's controlling the character, I can't. I basically get locked out. So all I can see is the screen. Oh, I should have recorded it. It would have been super funny, but it would have been a little glitchy because I kept moving my mouse. But basically, Cal ran up the top to the tower, and wherever question mark was, she just punched him, and he just fell off the tower. It was such a messed up event. That was so dumb. Me and my friends were screaming. I remember it was not too long ago. So it was funny, but it was so dumb. Actually, I let me go off script. When question mark came back a few months later, he was so pissed because apparently that day question mark was gonna become evil again on the server. So yeah, when question mark dies, so apparently one of Cal's powers is if you get killed by her, you can't respawn on the server, basically making you a hardcore mode player. And I think when you do die or whatever, you get teleported to a different server and you're stuck there for a while. Now which server it is, I don't know. None of the players really told me about it. I guess they went to the prison server and started mining again. I don't know. I don't even know if we still have a prison server. Oh, it's funny. Actually, the script actually has the thing where question mark was actually planning to become evil. Also during the event, Cal was able to kill a few others as well somehow. I'm not exactly, I don't remember that. Maybe after we left, because we kind of left the server after like 10 minutes after that issue. I mean, it does explain why question mark was building a giant wall around the server. As you can see slightly, this is some of the wall. But oh well, too late. He can't do his evil plan now. He's gotta when Cal found out about that, the question mark was gonna become evil, she kind of regretted it. You know, she could have done some teamwork, but at the same time, she also wanted to do it solo. So like a few months go by, and now we're at end of April. So after making traps daily, just killing one player per day or per week, basically. Eventually, we are in now of end of April 2024. And now it was time for Cal to finally seek revenge. Flowers. And this is around the time where Flowers was thinking about becoming evil for some reason. I don't know why, but apparently Flowers had TNT, which is banned on the server, and you can't even craft it anymore. So I don't know how she got TNT in the first place. However, Cal realized that, you know, she's invisible and just could sneak up on her and just kill her, but instead of doing that, she started using signs to communicate with her. Now Flowers have seen the signs and knew it was Cal, and they had some weird conversation, which was not written in the books, and Cal didn't really tell me exactly. However, it was nothing crazy. It was just like, do you remember me? Like FNAF lore. The one you should not have killed. I don't know. I think it was like that. It was a small conversation I heard. It was like, how's your day going? That was one of the questions, apparently. It was funny. So, apparently, you know, Flowers thought she was slick and thought she could pretty much kill Cal right there and then, as she has already trapped her base a little. So, she had TNT in her base and just decided to blow it up a little bit. And I don't think I have footage of this. Oh no, this has also happened offline. However, Cal was a few steps ahead and, you know, heard the TNT sound probably, I don't know, and moved a step back. And Flowers, being the one who couldn't plan an escape exit, just got hit by a TNT and fell into her little trap hole, where basically the TNT machine just kept dropping TNT on her. Now, at least that time, Flowers did have a couple of things, but she couldn't really get out of this hole. And basically, Flowers kept calling for help on the server, but, you know, this was offline time, and I think only one or two people, it was probably only Flowers and Cal online that time. I don't know what time exactly it happened, but it was pretty late. I don't know why they're up at late this night. So, you know, they're calling for help, blah, 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 and they stare, and this is where me just pretending to have footage of this, but we're gonna, you know, use editing skills, yippee. And basically, it was basically how Cal was left behind in her hole, where before owner trapped her. It was just like that. Very heartbreaking, sad. She made this, how she wrote in the book was more sad. I don't know why we're not quoting the book here. We only have one quote. Okay, fine. So yeah, eventually Flowers ran out of food, or her armor breaks. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Cal doesn't remember because we're late on this video. And basically one TNT came down and killed Flowers. Cal left heartbroken because she knew she could have, you know, yet again saved Flowers there. But, you know, Flowers didn't save her, so did the same thing. And that's basically the end of her story. The backstabbing probably caused her to get a little sad. So, you know, now there's a week of just silence on the server. Nothing really happened during the end of April and like the first week of May. So like a whole week went by and the server was just silent. And Cal was just there, like, you know, she did it. She killed the one on her list. She did have Owner on her list, but Owner went missing for some reason. We don't know what happened to him. Here's a small spoiler, small leak. He went on vacation. Bro decided, so Cal left a trap for him when he left the server, and the trap never went off because Owner never came back on because he went on vacation. You know, it's so funny because me and my friend had that prediction, like, oh yeah, he definitely went on vacation because, you know, Owner seems to be the player who goes on vacation a lot. So he went on vacation and got away with it. So technically, you could argue that Cal lost, couldn't kill the second one, the second on her top list, but technically because he was offline for so long, you can consider it. Basically, almost everyone on her list was basically gone on the server, and basically considered it as the win. Even I consider it as a win. She's now considered the first evil villain to technically win, unless you don't believe the Owner won. Not killing Owner is, you know, invalid. So, and many of the players on the server do consider her as the worst villain due to her traps and messed up things. One of the players, they left the server, and Cal just dug a hole where her like spawn thing is, or like where she had her slash set home. So when the user did their slash set home, they teleported to the top and just fell into the hole, insta killing them after they came back online. It was, I think that was one of the worst ones. There's some other ones that were pretty good, but that was probably one of the worst ones. Here, Cal had a choice. Like every evil villain, she could consider taking over the entire server because Owner has been offline from the server. And if Owner's off from the server, you're allowed to take his throne and blah blah blah. I don't know why we have this weird rule, but sure. However, she decided to basically retire from the server and just do some of her other projects that she had planned on the server. So, you know, she went around the server one more time and considered just becoming a regular player, like a good person, and just enter, you know, evil era and become like a good player again. So during this time, me and my friends, you know, we were online. She finally freed me and I became back to normal, thankfully. And Cal was herself, and she was also pretty much back to normal as well. And so I guess thanks. So I'm back to normal. Kyle's back to normal. Me and my friends are there like, yes, finally, I can use World Edit again. And so she went to her evil underground area where there's that redstone elevator. Oh, there's another quote. However, Sophie did tell everyone, and also Cal, that Cal's end will be devastating. That's a quote. I forgot to say quote and end quote. So basically, when she was going down the elevator, the server had a really weird lag spike, or you know how the redstone elevator is? It's a little bit glitchy. And Cal just fell through the elevator and died. Me and my friends were laughing so much. It was so funny. And I guess she didn't like 100% die that time, so she was allowed to send messages on the in the chat, and she was just enraged. It was so funny. So yep, that's the end of Cal. Now actually someone can actually go and revive Cal, but no one has did it yet. Because I guess Cal's going to the prison server or the other server and probably gonna chill out over there for a while, because you know that's how Cal is. And all the players that Cal has killed, you needed like some special like thingy thing to revive them. It took Victoria 4 months to get everyone back, except Owner, who just came not even 2 weeks ago since this video got released. I'm not joking. He finally came back from vacation. And watch, when this video comes out, like a week later, he's gonna go back on vacation. So, yeah. So that's the end of the story of Cal. First successful villain, died from a redstone contraption. So yeah, now that she's gone, the server can be smooth sailing again. Or is it? Why else did this video take so long? Oh, definitely hasn't been doing some crazy stuff for the last 6 months. I'm not gonna leak anything. Oh, what's that island? Come back in the next 6 months? I hope not 6 months. I don't want to keep the drama with this guy, but as you can see, a little leak. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for this next evil villain on this server. Eventually we'll see question mark becoming evil. This is kind of cool. Or boring, let's be honest. I don't know. There's a few others as well. There's one down here too. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for more lore videos on the VivtorCraft server. There's a ton of stuff happening, and yet again, no one's recording any of it. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and bye guys!